Yes. Right.
There we go, we're off mute.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bringing this meeting subcommittee to order to discuss Cars for Heroes. It is 7:02. Calling this meeting to order again. All right, calling roll. Carlos is here. Nancy Rogers.
Here.
Johnny Torres.
Anniversary.
That's a good one. That's excused. Darwin.
Here.
Giancarlo.
Here.
Luis Lopez.
Here.
Mr. Jorge Peña.
Here.
Wonderful. Okay, order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. Okay, hearing none, I will move that on. Okay, adoption of minutes.
I make a move to adopt the minutes.
Okay, I have, I actually have changes for the minutes. So what I've done, I went through, and this was Darwin, thank you for doing this. I know it was kind of last meeting, but, there was quite a few things that I have to add, so I figured just to redline it. So what I did is I just redlined it. If you all, I guess the proper way to kind of show you what I did, is essentially, there was vendors that were confused with sponsors. So I removed the, those, those sponsors.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
We each take a picture. It might take a minute or two.
Well, what I plan to do is, I'm gonna email it to Isabella. I mean, is it okay? I guess I'm gonna discuss the changes.
Yep.
And then I'll send them to you, and you can just accept the changes, and then at that point, Darwin doesn't have to go back and change them. Just to save time. So essentially, I just went through, made sure that we added the vendors that we approved last meeting. The event T-shirt, I went ahead and spelled out exactly the storyline with it, which is a pretty long one. And what I'm writing here is T-shirt dry fit material invoice approved by JD, approved for JD Empire LLC, apparel company owned by Johnny Torres, PSC member, which provided invoice for manufacturer at same cost of $850, agreed on 9/15 meeting. This was done for T-shirts to arrive on time for car show. Manufacturer charged $8.50 to JD Empire LLC. When competing bid was $10.95. Motion passed. And then at that point, we have Carlos and Nancy. So it's just like when the minutes, just making sure that we're talking about who put the motion in and who seconded it. And then we also discussed about Vision Zero, which was documented. I just put there that Carlos made the motion and Giancarlo seconded. And then we discussed the timeline of the event as presented, which more than anything, what was key on there was the golf cart registration of $5.23 and the T-shirt and car registration at $25.75. And then when you're talking about the invoice for the step and repeat, $200 from Major League Signs, who is providing free banner and 10-yard signs, 10-yard signs where layout around town was also reviewed. That was also Carlos and seconded by Nancy. And then Bleeding Blue that we added to the banner without charging the sponsorship fee. That was Carlos, seconded by Johnny Torres. The porta potties, just making sure that, I mentioned that we took that vote to comply with the permit requirement. And then, and again, you guys are probably thinking, why am I saying this out loud? I'm saying it for the record, so those online can hear what I'm saying. And we also took a vote on the registration form for car show participants to review by town management. Motion passed. It was Carlos presented it, Nancy seconded it, and then we had at the very end adjournment was Johnny Torres' motion with Giancarlo second. So these are the changes that I made. I'm gonna pass it here, so if anybody wants to see them, but essentially I make a motion to approve the minutes with those changes.
I second.
Okay, so we have CA and then we have second Nancy Rogers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful, aye, myself. Any public comments? Anyone online that wishes to speak?
Nope.
No car people want to talk? Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're on to the old business. I think something that I did not include here, that probably should go first is we'll let Deputy Amador speak before we dive into this agenda item, because I know you have a lot of fun things going on. Thank you, sir, for your support.
I do have a lot of fun things going on. So where do we start? One of our meetings at the location, by the way, we've met about 250,000 times so far at that location. Give or take. I made a phone call to one of our contacts at headquarters, and the helicopter was actually crashed 2 weeks ago. So we don't have the helicopter.
Why'd you take it? We were so close to the event.
A little bit back and forth.
Obviously, the older one.
It's
Another one
the
you
only
were-
one, it's the only one we have.
Only one.
There's only one. So it might not even come back. I don't know what we're gonna end up doing with that. So we're not gonna get the helicopter. But in lieu of that, I asked for them to that person to drive another car. I haven't gotten confirmation, but I know that we have at least the other 2 cars and the one that I'm gonna pick up. So that part, regardless, is we have enough on that side. I reached out to the sheriff's assistant, and she would have loved to have attended, but she's gonna be out of town. So she's not attending. And within all that, we were talking about the autonomous car, and kind of in between, the major also commented that he actually spoke to her, and she said yes, and that would be great for the autonomous car to be at the show. So I reached out to them, and they're working on it because it's through a company that does that.
Cool.
So there's no confirmation yet on it, but right again, if it happens, then that'll be great.
So
Oh,
the
the other
car
thing
drives
I-
himself there on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I met with Giancarlo at location. Pointed out a car that has been there for a while, and so I was able to get the information for the car. I left the card there, and also was able to go to the location where the owners live, and I didn't make contact with the people, but I left them a card also at the door, so hopefully they'll move the car. I know there's something else, but I guess I'll remember while we're.
Well, there's been, I mean, to kind of bring everybody together, I guess, leading to this event, these meetings gotta take place, so Deputy Amador, Giancarlo and I met, and one of the things that we were discussing as well was, there's UTVs, there's ATVs coming from Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, so making sure the placement for those. The event map right now that has been circulated in social media is taking into account that the helicopter won't be here. Which actually ended up being a plus for us, because as it is, we're tight. And the way it's set up that area. But the wonderful news is that we have Hialeah is gonna be showing up. I was able to make contact with Chief Fuente. And I had another chief from Sweetwater that reached out to him, and kind of everybody put our heads together and got Hialeah to show up. So it's definitely something that was brought up from the PBA from the very beginning. Hey, maybe bring up other departments, and I was like, no, let's just do MDSO. But the more and more we look about it, it's like, this is for first responders, so why not invite other municipalities? And thanks to Darwin's connections, we have some others. If you want to jump in, some other contacts you made.
So we were able to get, and as a matter of fact, as of today, they finally confirmed. So the town of Medley, they have a, like a street rod, right? Is that what you
Yeah.
call it? So there, I spoke with the officer actually that's supposed to bring it. And, that's what's good about small departments. You can
Yeah.
literally make a phone call a couple of days prior, and so their police chief was a good friend of mine, so. And then through my respective department, Virginia Gardens, we have we just, literally this week delivered a 2000, I think it's a 2026 F-150, the Lightnings. So, that, and then obviously the fire department, we have, those assets. We
Yeah.
have the armored vehicle, the Glencoe, that's what we call it. And then we have, in addition to that, the high water, truck. You'll see that. It's kind of cool.
Well, Darwin has been critical, both of these guys have been critical for the success of this event. Having the connections inside is absolutely, amazing. So appreciate you all very much. The high water vehicle, I think, was one of it was a sensation on the internet when it came out, and only in day to the picture of it. That's gonna be super exciting to have it here. Just to kind of, there's been a lot of pressure with our politicians. We're trying to get Miami Beach to get their Rolls Royce to show up. I made contact with their public information officer, but he never got back to me. Then you have some other people, and then Mayor Levine Cava's office also is trying to get involved, I guess, through one of our councilmen, Macy Fernandez. So hey, we'll see what happens. You know, next year we'll plan, you know, more ahead of time with this, but, nonetheless, it just shows you the excitement that people have for this event. You know, it was not on the agenda, but the event map, is to kind of show you all, you know, is really, I don't know if you guys can see my phone, but I wish I could just connect to the internet here. But it's the same thing you all have seen before. The only difference is that on this far right-hand side, you don't have golf carts there anymore. The golf carts are gonna be under the fire engine, okay? So the fire engine is going to go, and you know what? I'm being so silly. I'm just gonna literally text everybody on this committee. I mean, you can see it. So everyone can see it together at the same time. Actually, it's on the chat. I just sent it this morning.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to open up the chat, essentially you have, you know, the helicopter's no longer there. The fire engine is gonna go in, you know, in the location where Miami-Dade fire is gonna be. Then there's a cylinder there that's 8 spots. That's where the golf carts are gonna go. And then what's gonna happen is, those are 8 spots that fit about 16 golf carts. This is in the group chat, Nancy. I'm just kind of presenting it to everybody. And so when that area gets crowded up, where the golf carts have already fulfilled it, we're gonna park them, and Amador and I actually went through this, which was a great suggestion he made, was just have them back right into the curb, because they don't take up much space. So on that far right-hand side, they'll park on the curb there, you know, as an overflow. When the fire engine leaves, then they'll just, you know, park right back where the fire engine is.
Did you get a big response for golf carts?
We're gonna find out now. I'm gonna look at Eventbrite. I mean, they're actually, as we speak, they're texting in the golf cart chat. So, yeah, we'll find out now through Eventbrite, but actually, you know what? This is a perfect segue. So let's talk about the numbers. How we doing?
Now, earlier it was, 12, we did have it limited at 13, so if you would like to expand that number, we can. We had it at 13 because the original layout.
Right. So we can do is, let's go ahead and open it up. And then, you know, we can go ahead and, show sold out. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what they're saying. So let's go ahead and increase it.
Okay.
If you all are okay with it, let's increase it to 30.
Mhm.
Okay, because what that does is, that gives us, the availability to, you know, that is pre-registration, is 30, right? Because then it
Yeah.
closes tomorrow, like we were talking about earlier, so. I don't know, I almost, I mean, that, we didn't measure there, Amador, but I mean, on those curbs are pretty big, you can fit probably a lot.
And between now and then, you're not gonna get everybody like,
Believe it or not, they're talking about it.
oh, okay.
So this, just to give you guys an idea, this golf cart chat that I'm in right now, it has 255 members. And they're complaining that it's sold out.
So open it to 30 and then like the other one, first come, first serve.
So I don't know. You know what? Let it open. I would say let's do 50. Do 50 and then we can motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can go ahead and have them on the curb. Worst case scenario, we do have an overflow. Okay, so there's an overflow that's all the way by the bathrooms, portable restrooms. You can park them over there as an overflow. Okay, so I say let's make a motion to increase it to 50.
I'll second it.
Well,
You
you had
Make a
already,
motion.
well, you had already seconded, so.
Yeah.
Before, so.
All right, so then let's go ahead. I'm gonna write it down here. So we have 50. A golf cart. Spots. That is CA, seconded by Mr.
Darwood.
Darwood. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Okay, I'm letting them already. Increased it. To 50. And so is that something you do right now or is it
No, that'll be tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right, check back tomorrow. Yeah, so, I mean, talk about real action you're going on. All right, so now, now we're capped at the golf carts. How are we doing with cars? Because I keep getting texts that they're,
47.
okay, so we have 47 cars. Now, I want you guys to realize this. Car shows are not pre-registration events. So that gives you a flavor of what's going on. It's actually a really good sign. That means that, you know, there's a potential that we're gonna have a lot of people the day up too. So that's very good, news that we're at 47.
We also have 113 for general admission.
Really?
In addition to the 47.
No,
Oh,
general admission is just people that are gonna show up.
Yeah.
You know, which is wonderful, because we want a lot of people to show up. So that's wonderful news.
oh, yeah.
Okay, so now, let's now go on to, vendor payments. Okay. We had a little bit of a heart attack yesterday, just a little one, all right? Johnny Torres received the shirts. And they were youth sizes.
New sizes?
Youth.
Younger.
Okay.
So that means that it only fit John Carly.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Isabella. So, Johnny, which if he's listening now, happy anniversary, Johnny, 15 years, him and his wife married.
And he's got this headache.
So,
How nice. What a gift.
hey, listen, we all have to carry our weight for this car show. So, he was able to make contact with a local vendor. All right, the local vendor, obviously it's a last minute thing. So the price on the shirt went from $8.50 to $11. Okay. It went from dry fit to cotton. Unfortunately, these are the cards we dealt with.
It went from what?
From
Dry fit.
dry fit
To cotton.
to cotton.
Cotton.
So what happens to the ones, the youth ones?
He says, I made sure, I said, I need to make sure that you're gonna be okay and you're gonna get your money back. And he says, I'm gonna be okay. There's no need to worry. So what I did at that point is, because what happens, you have these checks are about to get cut out. So I contacted Claricel right away. And I said, hey, please make sure this doesn't get cut. And she was able to stop it on time. Okay, so essentially, the motion now is before I make the motion, we have a new vendor invoice, which Isabella hopefully caught my invoice. I
It's
sent
in
her,
the first page.
I sent her
all
a
the-
million emails.
Yeah.
Isabella, I can't wait for me to show to be over.
She says, wait, we're not doing it this next year.
I think she's taking off. Oh, actually, no, there's too many events this month.
I heard you both are going together.
No, honey. So, over here, we have the, this,
What page you want on?
so this is
right there.
Number.
right there.
This-
All right, so this is the invoice, $1,100, okay, so $1,100 for the t-shirts. Now, the original invoice we voted on was $850, so this is up, this is 1,100. It's a difference. So my motion is, we approve this, all right, move forward. You know, I saw and I'm sorry, because I'm honestly, I'm getting thrown into a million directions, but I can show you how cool the shirt looks like, because they sent me a proof in the middle of all this madness. And it looks really neat, if I can find it.
Question, why don't we keep then just have them some to kids? The youth ones.
That's a great question.
This is say messed up. They don't,
I actually asked,
You don't have to pay.
I actually asked Johnny that question, what are you gonna do with it? And he didn't get back to me. You know,
Maybe specific, you know, again, I don't know, hey, this is only for kids and.
Well,
yeah.
there's shirts that the company that made the mistake isn't gonna take them back and give us a refund, are they? So we don't have any answers on any of the questions.
well, no, technically speaking, we don't owe Johnny money. Because remember that this invoice was payable to him because it was a payroll company. So he's saying that the invoice is no longer due. So that's why we stopped the payment. But I don't know, and my question to him, and again, he's busy because of the
For
anniversary,
the shirts back.
what do you do with the shirts?
they
Because
can't do much.
I don't know.
I make a motion that we contact Johnny and throw that wonderful idea out to him. If he says no, because I can do something else with it, but they're shirts that I can't see him doing anything else with. And he might go for it, whatever we sell it for. Maybe we can make some kind of a deal with him,
Yeah. Don't we have
some kind of, I don't know what.
volunteers now? They're kids, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're.
Yeah.
People do come with their kids. They're gonna be, what size?
No, but just give them as, hey, we appreciate it, give them a shirt.
No, listen, I'm okay
We
with
wouldn't
it.
do a giveaway.
My problem is I don't want,
Volunteers, the kids that are.
Oh, those. Yeah, but the volunteer kids are probably the more adults. What size are those kids' sizes? Are we talking about little?
No.
High school kids are real enough.
Yeah, I think the high school kids are big.
I'm sorry?
The high school kids are real.
High school kids are big.
I don't have that
Well-
certification, you guys, I don't have kids, so.
Yeah, I don't have kids either, but I've seen them at the school. They're big.
For 12 years.
But see, look, if we don't have adult shirts, we don't have shirts for high school kids. That's, I think, the bottom line.
Yeah, I would like to take a motion in knowing the information, that's why I'm calling him.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's,
it's
no, I think we should because it's a good idea, but we have to act on it.
So,
And there's no.
Don't disturb.
yeah.
Do your motion for the new invoice, so we could do that. and-
All right, so let's take
Give
it.
them 2 minutes and then you can call.
All right,
All right, so. One.
What are you doing? On the phone?
No.
Someone might have been on solid. It's a no, you didn't hear that.
You guys are shortchanging John.
Minute and a half now.
Someone that makes the profit, but. That's how much.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Let's do this. Okay, so I have a motion on the table for $1,100 for the t-shirts.
I
Yep.
second.
Okay, so we have, let me write it over here.
Okay, so the way I'm wording it is, new t-shirt invoice, $1,100.
If you want to, let's put the name of the company, please, to make it more simple. It's called Out the Mud Printing.
Out the mud printing.
Yes, sir.
Out the mud.
Yes. Out the Mud.
And what exactly are the figures again and the amounts? $11,
$11 a t-shirt for 100 t-shirts,
100.
which gives you $1,100. All right, so that's 100 times 11 equals 1,100.
I'm just doing the big sum, right? You don't want me to break it down, right?
You don't have to.
Okay,
All right,
so it's CA and who seconded?
see, and
I didn't.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, the trickier motion, the t-shirts.
Ron, I'll need an invoice because this is a quote.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, but I just looked. Okay, so we'll make sure to get that tomorrow or tonight. I'll send an email. Now, if the t-shirts are available for sale, I don't even know if we need to, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, how about this? Can we just make a motion that we can sell them? I think that's what we do. Make a motion that we can sell those used
Yeah,
t-shirts
t-shirt.
if they're available for sale.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I know. So that was Darwin and Nancy. Okay, so,
You made the motion, I second.
Yeah.
Okay,
so youth t-shirts,
To sell the youth t-shirts.
youth t-shirts. What price?
and
What, how much were we selling the other ones?
The other ones are being, 25.
oh,
15?
That's a $5 profit.
20?
15 is fine.
The little kids will want them, so,
Yeah, 15.
or,
Yeah, let's do.
Youth t-shirts. Okay, at $15. Sale. Okay. And that was Darwin
Darwin and Nancy.
and Nancy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, obviously, this is a motion subject to approval from John. So we'll have to, let's see what he says.
so I'm gonna put, sell youth t-shirts at $15,
Subject to John approval. Yeah, you can do that.
subject to approval.
Subject to approval, we can do that. Thank you. Appreciate you, Mr. Peña, because I know these meetings have
And the
been.
one for the $11 for 100 was passed as well. You voted on it?
Yes, that was passed. Okay, now, we're on the agenda item of vendor payments. Okay, the DJ. We have the check cut. So now at that, point, you're just gonna bring the check that day, right?
Yes, I'll bring the check that day. Friendly John's ready to go. Gawny's ready to go. Major League Signs is ready to go.
All right.
What am I missing? I think
Well,
those are the main ones.
Yeah, so essentially I had. Gani is, all right,
I'll give them payment after the event, whenever he's done. with
Yeah.
this.
you can do that. You
Yeah,
can bring it to
Same
Matt.
for the DJ.
Well, the DJ is technically the day of.
Well, yes, I mean, when he's done with his routine, whatever they're called.
Yeah, I mean, I would,
DJing.
Yeah, DJ, I guess.
yeah, I personally would rather it be done like when he's there, you know, but I mean.
Okay, usually
mean-
we pay when the service is complete. I mean, if he's there, he would.
If you wanna do
hopefully-
that, that's fine, just
Yeah.
remember, keep in mind, he'll be done at 10, so that means he'll be.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
perfect,
mean,
okay.
I have to be there anyway.
Okay,
So-
perfect. Okay, so then in that case, The DJ is good to go, the restrooms are good to
Technically,
go.
you're there to be working.
Yeah,
Indeed.
exactly,
Clarify that.
yes.
So you can take Monday off, tell me.
We don't work on Mondays, Columbus Day.
Yeah, Columbus Day, there you go.
At least
Something
this
next
month,
month.
I don't work.
We'll give you the day off next month, on Thursday.
All right, the PO guys has been issued for the signage related to the signs, the variable message boards. Which will be delivered tomorrow night. All right. So for the record, I have it in my possession, the dash plaques and the tablecloth. So I have that. We finally have a tablecloth, Nancy. I'm pretty very happy. Okay, so that's already been received, so that can be paid as well. You know, and
Oh, I
then,
also have Vita, but yes.
Yeah.
I'll give them when they're there at the event.
Okay, all right, so Vita's done too. And hold on a second. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's talk about the stage setup. So that is $388. Is that what it is?
Brian gave me an estimate of 400. It should not be over $400. It's around
Okay.
the 300, like, I think
Fine,
he said 385 or something like that.
fine. So that's an estimate. I'm cool with that. So we have, now we
What
have
was the next one?
400.
400. So guys, just so you know, this is the stage. How big is the stage again?
It's
60?
more of a platform, so it's really not much of a stage. So I
Okay,
guess this is running for the community. If you want a stage, you'll have to go with it.
right. So is it a 4x4? Is it a 6x6? Do we know?
I don't know the size.
Dimensions?
Yeah.
I think knows. Because I remember I'll talk to Tyler about this.
I can ask, I don't know if she knows the dimensions off the top of her head
Okay.
though. Yeah, because I've spoken to her
That's
about
fine.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so the whole idea of this stage, guys, is for exactly what it is for, right? You're gonna have people on it, like, you know, I'll be speaking, other people speaking, they're gonna go on stage. So it might be a small stage, but not everybody be on it. Star Spangled Banner, all that fun stuff, the kids should be on it.
Speaker, hopefully.
Yeah, we have a DJ.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a DJ and that DJ has 2 microphones. Okay, so essentially they will, this is for the stage setup and there also will be bringing tables. Now, there is a policy that I think that when a committee wants to be involved in an event, if it's off the town premises, they have to bring their own table and chairs. But in this case, since we're already hiring this company or the handy folks to do the stage and bring our table, we've asked them as a favor to the other committees to bring tables and chairs for them as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Just wanted to let you know. You see, so Johnny just told me I have to wait to see what they tell me if I have to send them back. I'll know tomorrow.
Okay, so our motion's good.
Yeah, and he says if you don't have to send them back, then for sure. Okay? All right, so in that case, wonderful. That was very good thinking by Nancy and Dartmouth. Thank you for that. So to keep moving, I make a motion to approve the stage labor. Okay, and essentially we're being charged for the stage and tables, or just the stage?
Well, handymen don't typically work on weekends, so yes, you are paying
Okay,
for cost of handyman services.
so stage labor,
This is town employees, stage labor, is that what you're saying?
It's being put together by, handyman hired by the town.
Our town people are gonna do that.
Yeah.
yeah, technically it's a third party. Technically, yeah, it's a third
But
party, out of town,
we work with this handyman very often. so.
yeah,
You said you needed a motion.
yeah,
So the motion is to approve the stage labor,
stage and tables. All right,
I
stage
make
and
a
table
motion.
labor.
labor, yeah,
I make a motion.
all right, so that's Nancy, and I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Wonderful. Okay, the next one is, I gave Soto a hard time and I said that, to give us a good price. And I told him that I would treat him for lunch. And he says this is a good price.
Have you seen how much he eats?
Oh, boy.
He's a big guy.
What?
All right.
What's
He doesn't have to know unless you guys spill the beans.
Say it.
The one you're just talking
So we're
about.
still in the payments.
Then
Yes, okay, so here's where we're at. For 3, so this is actually an attachment, okay, guys? So we look at so there's 3 deputies we have to hire for the event,
This is the second,
right?
third one.
Yeah, so essentially what ends up happening here is that the cost for that is $1,440. Now, what ends up happening here is, and I totally understand it, you know, these guys have a full-time job, like Amador does, you know, and now he's working a Saturday for our event. Makes 100% sense. And then I believe when you go through the permit process, obviously Darwin knows this because he's in law enforcement. And you do too, but you know, when they approve the permit, it actually has on there security, right? So that's part of the permit process.
So you're one of the 59?
Yeah, so.
And it might be a little bit less. Because 80 an hour is not, I don't get 80 an hour. But but we have to go up to an average of the highest.
Right, no, that's fine.
What's
So-
the amount again?
So the amount is
1440,
1440.
that's.
1440, okay, so now we're at 1440. Okay, so now, so this is MDSO 3 deputies.
So you're making a motion to approve that?
Yeah, before I say that, I want to say something that's very important that Soto said, and it's something that I gotta tell you, and I keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. My appreciation for Deputy Amador, because you know, like what he's saying here, which makes 100% sense, like, you know, this includes Amador is gonna be running tomorrow. We're getting ready for our show. You know, so there's a lot of things he's doing that's not even part of that 1440, that they're taking away from his daily duties to help us out, so. Thank you, you know, so I make the motion to approve it for 1440.
I'll second it.
We have CA and DB. All in favor, say aye. Wonderful. All right. So in that case, we have, we've essentially, taken care of now. Yeah, that obviously, I don't have to worry about the payment before and after, all that fun stuff, but these are folks that work with the town on a continuous basis. You know, so we're fine with that. All right, just pay after. Okay, and again, for the record, I want to make sure that I tell everybody here is that there's a rule. The rule is that the manager has, I believe, a $700 threshold. So whenever that $700 threshold is exceeded, you gotta go to town council to approve a disbursement. So when it comes to this 1440 and the 1100, it will have to go to council for them to approve that disbursement, just to get everybody on the same page. Now, I just wanted to give you guys like an update because I am also an Excel geek, because it's what I live on, you know, is Excel. Right now, we're currently at a profit of $1,800 for the event. This does not include any donations that we do for the Love Fund or the Resilience, right? So we're at $1,800, you know, which is still, you know, very good. You know, I just wanted to tell you that, you know, it's good news. And again, we're only gonna do better because this is our first year.
Right.
You know, so I
That's
think,
not, excuse me, that's not counting obviously the day of, right?
correct. This does not include the t-shirt sales, the golf cart sales, the car sales on the day of. Doesn't include that.
You mean the registrations?
So I'm sorry, registrations, right? So, you know, you could, you know, again, my best number that I'm coming up with, because I worked on the layout, I want 108 cars. That's my goal. You know, and we have almost 50. We're not even there yet. You know, so I think it's very much possible. I really do think so. Because there's a friend of mine, I mean, to kill him. He's texting me now, he's like, oh, I didn't know there was pre-registration. You know, I love him, but I mean, there's a bunch of people that just don't know, because why? Because it's not the norm. You don't pre-register for a car show. So yeah, I think the 108 is very close. Okay,
Are they gonna be able to register the day of?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
And is
yes, yes, yes.
is
Okay?
that on the flyer somewhere or
That, it's not on the flyer, but it's one of those things that is,
what about?
no, it's pretty
Common
much
knowledge.
second nature.
Okay.
It's second nature. I had another friend of mine that was saying, oh, I'll be there with cash. And I said, no, don't come with cash, because we don't accept cash, don't have a credit card. You know, and pay the day out. And it's a friend that I've been working with that actually,
We have the process in
that's actually,
doing credit card.
Well, what happened-
Before that I know of.
well, what happened today was that Isabella and I met with the Public Works Department and the machine didn't work.
Oh,
Because it didn't update and it threw out the entire machine. So I have to come back tomorrow and make sure I sit down with them to have the process in place. But yes, this is a square device, which is very common in the merchant space. And he said, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have my daughter's phone that day, providing Wi-Fi for that merchant machine to work. Now, in your capacity, which we'll talk about, because you're gonna get the registration. There's gonna be a paper on there. And people are gonna go here, snap the QR code to pay for the t-shirts on that paper. I don't want that machine going to you, because it's gonna be occupied with the cars. So it's much better over there to have that, and then we're gonna have to have someone savvy to help the people to make sure they pay for the t-shirt.
For all that's going to have to be done, you're gonna need more than 2 people of the registration desk, it
Yes.
seems. Because I don't care what you say, these events, people are still like kids, adults are like kids.
Yep.
And they're all in a hurry and they got their little kids with them, it's a madhouse. So, we're going to need someone to just be able to stand there and direct traffic.
Yeah.
And I know I'm being petty with the little things, but
No, but that's what we're having this
the
meeting.
little things are what
No,
we
we're not,
sometimes forget.
but you gotta understand, that's what we're having this meeting.
And
So what you're doing is exactly, we're having this meeting, and actually Isabella and I sat together today for about an hour and said, okay, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. So that's what we're doing now, we're adding to it. You know, so, I mean, right now, I need to make sure, like, just so I can close the vendor payments category. We gotta make sure, so this committee knows, we gotta pay the DJ the day of, and we gotta pay the restrooms the day of. I think everybody else will get paid after or get paid that day, it depends on, actually, hold on a second, let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're fine, those are the 2 that need to get paid that day,
Okay,
everybody else gets paid
And,
after.
porta potties.
yeah, either way, I'll have the checks and.
Correct.
Yeah,
All right, so now the next thing is, layout. Giancarlo has been clutch. He's reached out to all vendors, which has been a full-time job by itself. I know Louis is gonna help out that day with setup. That has been tough. Why has it been tough? Because there's so many requirements. Insurance, I can't tell you, if I had if I had $10 every time they got the insurance wrong, I think I would have been, you know, driving the Rolls Royce from Miami Beach was, okay? So everybody has done their layout. Thanks to this guy right here, okay? That is not a problem. You reach out to AT&T?
Actually, I was gonna tell you that. I'm gonna have to reach out to them tomorrow morning.
Okay, all right. AT&T is gonna be raised out to, I just got a vendor today that really wants to come. So I do have to, it's just a company, no insurance,
okay,
and it's game day. Our same guy from, but I did tell him, I said to him, Alex, the only place you can kind of set up is in front of, Ashes to Ashes. Now, I want to tell you guys something that I learned this week when I was meeting with Ashes to Ashes. These food trucks and these trailers, they have generators that produce fumes. So when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, hold on a second, I gotta consider where they're coming from. Because you can't put someone right next to them. And that's what I was telling Alex. I'm like, hey, I have a spot next to a generator. We can probably move you closer to the middle of the aisle where, you know, you won't smell it, but that's pretty much where I have you located. And then something else to provide this committee an update of what we've been talking about with. This is where the vendors are gonna be, and if you wanna take a look there, Nancy, you can, but you see all the, these are all the vendors, and you kind of pass that around. But essentially,
Nancy on the camera.
yeah, what's happening is as well, that with these vendors, they all wanna set up tents. And, you know, thank you to Lynn Matos, you know, prior chair of this committee as well, said, hey, tell them they can't do tents. Because you don't know if they're gonna be secured. And I said, you know what, you're right, if that tent falls on a car, it's gonna be a major problem. And the other thing is, what I try to put to people when I'm explaining to them, I said, guys, you really wanna have a tent at night? You're not gonna be able to see in your area. So,
Wow. We
Go
could
ahead.
do, Carlos Padilla shot us. He's like, it's better for him not to put a tent.
Seems
Okay.
you're better than what you got.
For him, it was even better.
right, yeah, yeah,
Cause it's gonna be a night
right.
and it's less things to carry.
Absolutely. So then what I've told people that are really hell bent on it, I'm like, look, if you wanna bring it, bring it. But at the time of the show, we're probably gonna tell you to take it down. And it all depends on, because the weather has been kind of funny, because I don't know if you guys know, there's some funny thing brewing out there that's bringing some wind and cold weather. Okay, so when you get a wind like that, a gust of it, and goes under that 10-foot tent, buddy, you're in trouble. Right? So. And something else to give this committee an update, there was somebody that the Grams had to decline. That was that was a conflict. You know, so they did decline it, but the good thing is that I had a backup. So that backup came through, which we made contact with her this week. So just, I'm kind of giving you guys kind of an update of what has happened. And then, you know, you all know that there's you know, Isabella was mentioning last meeting that there was somebody in a fire truck. I was able to make contact with him. That old fire truck is 28 feet. So he's gonna be set up in the area with Miami-Dade Fire. So Miami-Dade Fire is gonna have where you're gonna have your high water vehicle and all that really cool assets. He's gonna be in front of them. So he's gonna come in and literally just park straight in. So what's pretty cool is that when you're walking to the back, you're gonna have on the left-hand side, you'll have PBA with their classic. Okay, and then on the other side, you have the old fire truck that's gonna be there. Nancy's gonna be over here. That's our table back here. Why did I put our table all the way back here? This is a DJ. You need to be able to hear. People asking you questions, you know, hey, where's this paper? You're gonna have volunteers helping you. I didn't want people to be like, I can't hear you. I don't want that. So PSC's back here. And I think it's great that it's back here as well, because, you know, we're next to fire and the cops. It kind of goes hand in hand. So
We're gonna have all these fire trucks and whatever and vehicles. And exhaust fume vehicles. They're gonna need special attention. You know, it's one thing to have a table and a tent. And then you got a vehicle that's gotta be in a specific place. So, is there any way of getting at least a sheet of paper for us, just with our shirts on, if somebody comes up and asks? We're not saying, where's Carlos, where's Carlos? Well, the guy who knows, when we've at least got this paper in our pocket, we can possibly help. And all these vehicles that need special places, fire trucks and whatever's, hopefully in advance, you're able to, when you sign them up and speak to them, can possibly give them an answer, or you're not prepared enough for that information. It's too critical and
John-
specific
John Carlo has already sent that to all the vendors. All the vendors know where they go.
already.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
All the sponsors know where they go. That's already been communicated to them.
awesome.
So they, okay, everybody has been instructed to show up at 3 p.m.
I was gonna tell you, that's key right there.
Yeah.
That's what I did, well, when you told me that, so you literally, if you think about it, we have, give or take, 2 hours
The vendors. you
Get
said.
everybody-
to everybody
Yeah.
set up.
I mean, again, I talked to Lynn Montes, which is, she does this food and wine, which is a big deal. She's like, look, 2 hours is more than enough. You know, I think I have confidence in them setting it up in 2 hours. Now. I didn't say at 3 o'clock. I said no later than 3 o'clock.
Right.
So if you have people showing up earlier, hey, you're more than welcome. I expect NDSO is gonna show up. Or, I mean, the other cops are gonna show up, probably fire department's gonna show up, so. Now, when it comes to the locations of this. That's Darwin, because Darwin, when it comes to NDSO, he knows most of the people that are going, and obviously you have. The mejor de lo mejor over there in the corner, so he knows exactly where to put them. Okay, so.
Finest.
Yeah, so he knows exactly where everybody go, and then the fire as well, that's all Darwin. You know, so that whole area is controlled by him. And Amador, you know, so that's where everybody's going now. So, okay. I think we can get off of layout for now. Okay, we can go on to the next item. All right. What I have open. For. You know what? It might be better, actually, guys, if we talk about. Let me talk about a few things before we get into the checklist, because the checklist is very long. We need to make a motion to allow the following police departments to be in free of charge. We have Medley Police Department, Virginia Gardens, Hialeah. And we also have, to make a motion that, okay, let's make a motion on those three together.
Repeat it, please.
Medley. Okay, so now let me do this,
And you want to make a motion to do what with them?
to let them in free of charge.
Not
free.
charge a registration fee,
Okay,
They're bringing
I'm
their,
sorry, what did you say?
not charge
Not charged.
a registration
yeah.
fee.
okay, so we have. We have Medley, Virginia Gardens, and Hialeah. PD.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have CA and GR. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. So these are vehicles.
They're not gonna do it.
You don't have to pay that.
Carlos, did you not say Homestead? Where the?
Oh.
Homestead was already approved.
No
I
charge.
didn't approve.
Yeah, they've been approved already, because those guys have been, we talked about them a while ago already.
So how about, I mean, I know we made a motion already.
Well,
Are we-
yeah,
what about
discussion.
what about the day of? Like, I don't know. I don't.
And the day of, you know what,
That's that
if I need to make an open motion, let's do it. You know, for any law enforcement that showed up the day of, we gotta, I was 100% let them in.
How about we do up to and?
Where you gonna put them? Well, let's say there's 4 or
Yeah,
5,
we'll
where
make
you
one.
gonna put them?
Any law enforcement vehicle,
I'll figure, we'll figure it out.
I mean, we'll find a place for them, but,
Yeah.
at some point,
Well,
you don't think there's gonna be that many though.
I don't think so, because anybody that really wants to do it, it goes through a whole process. I mean, I'm gonna
Have
tell
they
you,
all been,
and Darwin, it goes through a.
all the possibilities would have by now known about it? And had the opportunity or no?
No.
We haven't. reached out
Unfortunately,
that much.
sometimes, yeah, I mean, I know there's, I don't know, but I think there's something going on in general that weekend. So, cause Medley, they literally took about 2 days to confirm. I got the call today, they're like, Darwin, we have something going on. And luckily, I believe it was Saturday, but in the morning.
it's the faith and blue stuff,
Okay, there you go.
That's right.
all the faith and blue.
So just to play for all we know, I don't know, maybe that day of is, hey, by the way, there's another event. Let's go by.
Well, look what happened right now. I got a call from the state troopers,
Right,
and the state troopers are having an issue because all the units that are in Alcatraz,
right.
they don't have.
So I would say, can we leave it open?
Yeah, let's do this.
Leave it open.
Let's leave it open.
Medley,
guys.
Virginia Gardens, Hialeah, and any other PD that shows up.
Right. Other law enforcement
Yeah.
agencies.
And
Any other law enforcement agencies.
Just law enforcement, no fire, right? 'Cause
Fire, I think
bigger.
we should be,
yeah, I think we.
county.
Okay, so then
Pull
we're
rank
gonna,
on that one.
we're gonna amend the motion, vehicles, Medley, Virginia Gardens, Hialeah, and any law enforcement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. Okay, now. Something else,
Did you
to,
get your second?
Yeah, with me.
okay, the next one that we have is, I wanna, the Florida Marketplace Group, which is the people that hold the farmers market. This show wouldn't be possible without them. They literally have helped with every vendor. And gave us that at free of charge. So we use their database to attract everybody. And even forwarded us information when we didn't get it through that email.
I know.
So I think we should include them in the banner free of charge as a sponsor.
Give me the name of the place again.
Florida Market Group. Okay? So, we'll
As a
have
sponsor.
as a sponsor to the banner.
No charge for banner.
Correct.
Florida
Okay.
Market Group.
Okay, and banner. Okay? So do I have a second?
I second.
Nancy Rogers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, to give everybody a heads up. We have officially signed up more vendors from last week. All right, so we have signed up in the week well, leading to today's meeting, Motor Freeze, MD Body Shop, BSRE. These are all friends and people that are in the business of automobiles, and one of them is a commercial realtor. So just wanted to let you all know they signed up as silver sponsors, okay? So, thank you again, if you're listening, which I know they're not, but thank you. And now let's move on to vendors. When it comes to vendors, just want to tell you what has happened from, what has happened from last week. We have a few other committees that are joining us. Again, we've been talking in the council, or when I was at the council speaking on behalf of the committee about more uniformity with other committees. So we're keeping that promise. We have a few of them that are showing up, the Blasting Advisory Board, Elderly Affairs Committee, Cultural Affairs, and Neighborhood Improvements. They will be getting tables to set up and spread the good word that they do. And then I've been able to,
Could you repeat this?
BAB,
Who?
BAB, Blasting Advisory.
Elderly
EAC.
affairs.
CAC and NIC. I'm giving them all,
NIC.
Neighborhood Improvements.
Just those 4.
Yeah, and then I also got some new vendors that are showing up. One of them is Formula X Pest Control. And then we also have I think that's all that is new. So I think that we should, you know, as a proper posture, just make sure that we include, and in the motion. To me, it's, oh, I'm sorry. We have another one, which is JGI Evaluations, that is also decided to sign up. And then we have Bon Vivant. Now, you don't have to take a vote on this because it's an attachment. So you can say as presented. Okay, so
Okay, so-
just, like you go to I just remember what I was talking, sorry. So if you guys want to go to this page right here. That's where everybody is, all right? So the way this motion is gonna be, Mr. Peña, is, it's gonna be anybody that says 10-9. Okay, so if you go to that page, see that last column where it says 10-9, those are the new ones we're adding.
So this motion is to add new,
This page right here, that's it. Yeah, 10-9. Now, what I would add to this list, I was just talking to, there's one vendor, which is by the name of Game Day, that is not on here. So I suggest we just write them in at $100, okay?
okay,
So
so,
somebody else that's gonna be coming. So essentially, the way this motion is gonna read is to approve the vendors as presented and game day. Do I have a second?
The second.
Okay, so let me write this down. So this is vendors. You know what? Let's make it your job even easier, Mr. Peña. Let's say sponsors and vendors, because we didn't vote on the sponsors. So let's go sponsors
vendors and sponsors as presented.
as presented and game day help. Game day. All right, you can just say game day to make it easier.
What was the last one? Game day what?
Game day health, but you really want to say their name.
Oh, game day. Oh,
Yeah,
And it was you and Nancy, right?
yes.
yes. So that's, okay. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Wonderful, thank you. All right. All right, let's keep moving here. All right, now, let me make sure, I'm not writing this very clear. Let me make sure that there's a lot on this paper. C, A, and R. Wonderful. Okay, you will contact those two tomorrow. We gotta contact Chado. And,
AT&T,
AT&T,
AT&T, who was the other one?
Chado.
Okay.
Yeah, Chado is the chair of the
Elderly Affairs. And what is she doing? Yeah, I was just with her today.
It's just, he has the picture that you took a picture of, the vendor, and then he's just saying, hey, look, show up at this time to set up, da, 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 da.
Oh, they're going to. Okay.
Yeah, they will be there.
Chara's gonna be there, not as an EAC, she's gonna be there for her business.
No, she's there as EAC.
EAC. I
But what
know.
I'm doing is that all the committee chairs are being contacted by Mr. Giancarlo and letting them know, hey, you gotta show up by 3 o'clock. And this is where you're at, because perfect example, we had Vision Zero show up at this fire station. I was like, they didn't even know, so you gotta make sure that people know where they gotta go. Okay, so I can trust you on this. I can take this off my to-do list.
Yeah.
You sure?
So
Okay.
just send me that child's information.
I did. So it should be, make sure, check on while we're here meeting, make sure you have both of them. You have Chado and
AT&T I do have.
AT&T. And Chado, I sent it to you earlier this morning. All right, so I'm officially taking it off my radar, so it's all on you now. All right, boom, officially done. All right. Now, Johnny's not here, but he will obviously be, the one with the signage, so I'm gonna remove that. We don't talk about it on the day of. Okay, now let's talk about timeline.
So you're done with the vendors, right?
That's it. Yeah, we talked about, that, so we're done. The, well, debating what's the best way to do this. Let's talk about the timeline. And then maybe we can go backwards into the checklist. Because based on what you guys give me commentary on, I can either add or delete on the checklist. Okay, so this is the timeline. Oh my God. Hold on a second. The weather policy, do I still need to approve it?
What?
Well, it was included with last week's. I mean, it's basically all I need to know for advertising is rain and shine, but it's this Saturday already, so it's kind of
Pointless.
pointless,
Leave it.
exactly.
I mean, I said a prayer last Sunday, guys.
And I think the weather's gonna be pretty good. I think there's less rain for the weekend.
Yeah,
was more of a,
the only thing that's shifting right now is the morning. Because at first it was like, it was gonna rain at 6 a.m., now it's saying it's gonna rain until 10, and then it went to nothing rain, so it keeps going back and forth in the morning, but at night we should be good.
Yeah.
All right,
And the temperature will be cool.
the temperature's gonna be real nice. So far, the latest one I read is 70 degrees.
Nice.
It feels like 79
Nice.
because of the humidity. You know, we gotta make sure that Amador's hair stays nice and tight, you know? So we gotta make sure,
I
okay.
got Joe for that.
Jealous. Okay, all right, so again, the way we're gonna do this is, we're gonna go over the timeline. Nancy's gonna come in and start saying like, hey, we gotta consider this, this and that, and then we go and update the checklist. Okay, so you have a combination, we're working on two things right now, timeline and checklist. All right, so I have 10-9, which is today. I was supposed to meet with Isabella, and I did, but nothing happened. So we're gonna go ahead and move that to tomorrow. Sorry, guys, you see, they don't update my checklist. Update now.
10-10, Carlos meets with.
Yeah, but hold on a second, Nancy, you have that already. It's on your packet. And in fact, you know what, guys, turn to that page so you guys can follow.
Yeah. That
Thanks.
damn thing is so long.
Right,
It's the last page, right?
last page, and the 2 page. Okay, so I already made the change about meeting tomorrow with Isabella. So tomorrow we're meeting at 4 o'clock. All right, now the only thing is, I will tell you, Isabella, that if I get a call from Bob Barricades at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I gotta go over there.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I just gotta make sure.
I
So,
think the main thing is just to work on that hotspot to check.
right.
That's the main thing we need you for, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, here's the way, what's going on. When it comes to that device that we're using for Square, we're borrowing it from the building department. That device does not give you ability to charge a merchant fee to the end user, which we discussed last meeting. We were talking about it today. I think what we need to do is we need to change the pricing and let's make our lives easier. So that I want it, at the end of the day, we all want to have $25 for a t-shirt or $25 for a car and $5 for a golf cart. That's what we want at the end of the day. The fee was a little different than what we voted on last time because they confirmed it. Went to the agreement. Let's make our lives easier. Let's vote on $26 per car and $6 per golf cart. I don't think that's gonna break the bank for anybody.
$26 per car.
And t-shirt. Now, we're not gonna take this right now, Mr. Pena. Let's not vote on that specifically, because we're gonna go through the whole timeline, and then we vote as presented.
Okay.
That way you don't drive yourself nuts. Okay, so that's tomorrow at 4 p.m. The next one is 5 o'clock, Bob Barricades. Crossing fingers, it's at 5 o'clock. If it's not, if it's later, we'll figure it out. They've been communicated with Miss Claricel was able to get the PL to them, so that means we're confirmed. They will have the barricades, or I'm sorry, they'll have the variable message boards. I told them to put it in front of the ale house. Is one going from south to north. All right, hold on a second. No, it's right here. Okay, oh. We have 4. It's not here. So one of them is gonna be going from south to north on the L house. It's gonna say car show left. Parking right. What happened? When I said that, I said, oh my God, people are gonna make a right on.
The main street.
No, well,
Yeah, this street right here.
They're gonna come into this.
You're referring to this.
yeah, actually, you know what? I need to tell them to move it. No.
On this one?
Oh, you know what? It does have it on there.
Yeah.
The squares are on there,
Your little arrows, yeah.
but no.
Or no,
these
those are the
squares.
updated ones.
Yeah, because I
Might
just
be the
realized,
other one.
I just realized I screwed up. No, it's not on there.
Oh, okay.
So we need to have,
Because they're gonna make a right at the light. If the sign's in front of the ale house. At that stoplight, that divides Main Street.
this is old. I think this is wrong.
Yeah, it's gotta be the next one,
It has to be something.
The
I
next
send
one,
them. I need to send them by email. Hold on a second.
and that'll put them right there.
Let me see. Let me see. Hold on, guys. We need to figure out, is there any way in the future that we can get like a projection? With,
Yeah, what are you trying to share?
I'm trying to share. You look at me like I did something wrong.
No, I shared before,
Like, how dare he ask for a projection?
Of course we have a projection. What do you want? That's what I said.
That's what was written on her face.
Dude, please, bro. I gotta get out of here. So the good thing is,
We're breaking the tension.
yeah. Buddy, I need it, okay? I've been going to sleep every night hot, okay? That's like, what's going on here?
Well, that sounds like a personal problem, but.
Yeah, dude, it's
I'm
not.
telling you, he's sleeping in the garage.
Yeah, literally. I'm surprised you hadn't put me.
The doghouse.
All of this, all the stress.
That's
that
what
you've
we're
been
talking
under.
about.
All right, so guys, I told them to put the first one in front of the, Chalice. So the first sign is in front of Chalice.
Because the parking's gonna be in the garage.
Correct. But what I told, and he did a favor, which by the way, Major League Signs, he's on our banner as well. I asked him for a parking right with an arrow. So he's gonna give us parking with a right and giving us a parking at the parking garage. So when you make a right on New Barn Road, there'll be a sign there in the corner that says make a right. And then some people are gonna go right and they're gonna see a parking garage, parking here, and then go to that parking garage. The Miami Lakers are gonna park there. These are visitors. Miami Lakers are gonna park, of course, Main Street. So I had them put it there because they said, oh, do you wanna just have it? We can drop it off and you can take it. And I said, I don't wanna do that because I don't even know at that point, Amador's probably gonna be out. I don't know if my hot rod truck can tow that. So I told them, drop it off in front of Chalice. Obviously, Carlos Padilla has probably, by the way, Carlos Padilla has been wonderful for the record. He's dealt with a lot to get the insurance requirement for this event. So shout out to Chalice for, their commitment. A lot of people would have just walked away and he dealt with it, okay? So the first one there, Amador is gonna say, it's gonna be again the address of Chalice. And like I said, it's gonna say car show left, parking right. At that point, if you see that sign, when you have Chalice to your right hand side and you have the movie theater to your left, you're not gonna make a left to the curb and hit the movie theater. I think you are gonna go to the next intersection, and make a left.
You,
Next available left.
either way, they're coming from south to north. Main Street's always blocked off on the week.
Right, but in this case, that's why I changed it, because
Okay.
you remember how I was saying before Ale House. And I remembered saying, oh, no, they're gonna turn off to Main Street. So I moved it in front of Chalice. So that way they pass it. Hopefully they don't get confused. And by the way, it's not technically right in front of Chalice. I told them to put it in the corner of that empty lot.
People figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is I put to make going north to south. I told them to put the other one on New Barn. I always get it confused, man. On Bull Run. So when they're going from north to south on Bull Run, it's gonna say parking right. Sorry, car show right, parking left. All right? So that's, hopefully it works. All right?
They'll figure it out. It's not that big of an area where they gotta drive around for hours. It's just you make a wrong turn, you correct.
No, any minute I was gonna have one of the volunteers do the little sign outside.
They'll figure it out.
We don't have that sign. All right, then we have, so that's Bob barricades. Okay, now let's talk about this, because Isabella and I were kind of going back and forth on this. Online registrations, we agreed to end it at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so that she has the listing. We can extend it to Saturday. But she will have to go to town hall and print it. Or you can leave it open the whole time. And just have people, if they want to register to that, they can. My concern is you will have to have a laptop to figure out who registered. Which is gonna be an additional asset that I don't want to have.
What's the latest that you can have it open to it?
You
You
can
print
have-
out your list.
You don't have- yeah, you
No,
don't
so we don't have to have the laptop. Like, can you do it noon on Saturday, 10 AM Saturday?
I mean, people are gonna be registering all the way up to. So,
I mean, it's up to you, Isabella. I mean, if you're saying you want to leave it open till, at what time do you plan to report that day?
on Saturday, well, I guess it's up to you guys. I know that you are all starting at what, 12 on Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, we know you
So-
like to sleep in, so what?
No, she's a busy girl.
So.
Our events.
I was planning on being there at 12, but if you guys need me later, I'll come in later. But if it, yeah, I don't know.
No, and that, well, you know what, if that's the case, if you already have a program
Mhm.
that you're gonna be working at 12 o'clock, let's close the registration at 12. At noon, and then
Yes.
have her come here to town hall and print it.
That way you don't have to have a laptop out there.
Well, we're giving people,
Yeah, I was about to say, you requested to have a laptop there anyways, right? For the checking of the registration and T-shirts and all that.
I don't think, the more I think about it, I don't think that it's needed.
Okay.
What
Because-
proof are they gonna have with them when they come? Are they printing out?
No, because in that case, let's just say the registration closes at 12. And then Isabella walks through these doors at 12 o'clock, and she goes and prints it. That's our proof.
And that's the
That's,
best.
that's what she brings, and it's gonna be you and Darwin. You know,
Can you make a couple copies?
Yeah.
yeah, I would say 5 copies at the minimum.
Yeah, that would be the best thing then.
Okay,
12 o'clock.
all right, so then in that case, we gotta move this to noon.
So you're gonna make a motion? Oh, well, you're gonna do it as all
And we gotta
together.
present it, because there's gonna be so much movement here.
So 12
Yeah, I
o'clock.
agree, because that way it burns less for,
Yeah,
you know.
so 12 o'clock.
All right, so that's gonna be registration,
Or stops.
12. Okay. All right, so we moved that to the following meeting. All right, now let's keep going. We're gonna be walking through with Mr. Gani, the videographer, tomorrow at our block party. Everybody's welcome. The Grams have given us the ability to start blocking off lanes as soon as 5 o'clock, when people start leaving the property. I mean, it really said 7, but then they were kind of flexible, 5, 7, you know, so we can kind of start blocking off. I know that Amador has mentioned caution tape. I've purchased caution tape. You mentioned something about sticks. I don't know, Luis, ¿tú tienes como a bunch of those little sticks que podemos usar o no? No,
Sticks for when you like,
to put them in the ground so that, you know, let's just say they don't come with barricades, like till like very late. We can start blocking off with those sticks. We'll put a stick on the grass, and then caution tape.
Yeah, because some places don't have the trees and stuff, it's just grass, but if you have that.
Yeah. It's up to you all. If you want to, I mean, we have the caution tape. Again, I bought like 3 rolls of it.
Right.
We can do it at certain locations.
Are
But
there any cones available to us?
he has cones, but the thing with the cones is that, you know, they can move. Yeah,
Yeah, but they can move the stick.
true. They can.
I
There's a
said-
little more respect with the caution tape.
Kids.
I said if we have,
Block.
if we can't get sticks and you have the cones, we improvise.
Well, anybody, I guess, can someone in the committee, you know, get the sticks tomorrow,
I could get them.
you know? How much are they? I mean,
I know the cheap because it's for that, it's to mark off areas. It's like the construction ones. that
Right, yeah,
they have in bulk, yeah, only,
okay. All right. So, yeah, we can get that and then.
yeah, okay.
That way we can have them. I mean, hopefully, we don't have to use them in their return, because the whole idea is that if the barricades come on time, we don't need them. Because we have a lot of barricades coming in that we can use, and drums. So hopefully, I'm gonna call her tomorrow. How about this? We'll keep in contact, because I gotta call Maggie tomorrow from Bob's Barricades, and she'll tell me.
when are you gonna start the blockage?
Technically, you know, probably, I would say 5 o'clock. We can start looking at that, you know?
Right. They said 5.
They were, first they said 7, then they said, 5, you know, they pretty much want us to use our judgment. I'd say 5 o'clock, why? Because people in the building stop working at 5. So if you're in an office building and you leave at 5 o'clock, and trust me, at 5 o'clock, you wanna go
On
out.
Friday, yeah.
You know, maybe Charles used to have a discount for the lease, you know, and then we'll go ahead and, you know,
Yeah.
block it up.
Yeah, it was too important.
Yeah, the earliest possible.
You know, yeah, it's possible.
Mhm.
So then what they told us is that we can essentially like. Again, it's pretty late, but they said that at 10 PM, we can block out the entrances. So at 10 PM, the barricades come up and that's it. No one should be in there. Now, for the record, I did speak to the Grams because thanks to Giancarlo and to Amador, there's been a car that has not moved. And, you know, you said for sure it was not a walk, right? So they told me like, oh, have them check, and you ran it. So, but they said that they were gonna follow up with, because we spoke to somebody at Meadow Walk, and they said that they haven't got notification yet. So the Grams, we're gonna push the notification today, hopefully latest by tomorrow, to make sure no one parks here on Saturday, okay? All right, so that takes care of, and then I guess at night, that's it, we're good with Gonzo, right? Whoever, I think Gonzo's gonna put somebody there to, okay,
I
cool.
mean, I guess the patrolling there, sticking up.
Sweet. Okay, now 10-11, the next morning. I gotta figure out when the restrooms are being dropped off. Hopefully it's in the morning. Online registration, we already talked about. So now. We need to, what I suggest we do. Is that we get volunteers. To meet at 2:00. I think we should have a meeting with them at 2:00. Show me, Giancarlo.
So, cause, Coleman texted me, emailed me.
Right?
Second. Please, your request. So they put it already on their social media, so that the students could be there by 2:00.
All right, that's great. Thank you for that. So now,
So
tell
are
me,
you taking 4 volunteers? Because we do have the ones that signed up on our end, and they haven't been communicated with yet, depending on who from the committee is taking lead on that.
that's, I mean, if somebody wants to help Giancarlo. I mean, I don't know. Giancarlo, you wanna take it?
What?
To contact the volunteers?
Like I said. I contacted the school, like I presented to you.
Right,
I don't think contacting students directly is recommended.
Yeah, no.
you would know, you.
Go through your rep, whoever the rep is at the
Exactly.
school,
I
because
worked-
they're all minor, you know.
Yes, they're all minors, Carlos.
Okay, got it.
So that's why I went through directly through the assistant principal and the student and the activity director.
Okay, all right, we got it.
Well, as far as like town, I've communicated directly with students. I CC their parents though. So I don't know if you have that information, but
You could
If
do
town
that,
could do that, then
as long as an adult's involved.
Okay,
not just you and a minor.
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't know what numbers you have there, so I don't wanna
Do
do
we
it.
have any way of identifying these volunteers?
yeah.
You know, like, are they wearing a t-shirt?
I thought we said best, did we not?
We have the vests? Does the town have them and provide them for different events?
I mean, the thing is, my concern is that if you have the town that's communicating with them through email. Then, I mean, did you ever email them?
No, I haven't. I'm
Oh.
waiting for the decision of the committee.
You know what, Isabella, if you can't, please just email them,
Okay, so tell them 2:00.
2:00.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't afford people to, I understand, there's certain, requirements in place. However, they are volunteers. We're just communicating what their responsibilities are. I mean, they obviously want to be part of this event. I was approached by Ms. Soto that heads the Law Society of Crawford Goldman, and she was very interested in getting them to help us. So, I don't see anything wrong with, sending some sort of communication, right? So,
But how are we
So I'll-
gonna identify them for the general public and whatever?
well, I already bought vests. I bought vests for them.
That's what I was asking, yeah.
Yeah, I already bought that.
I can take lead at least with the ones from the town. I'll have their names and all their contact information. I'll have them sitting in and out, so I'll take responsibility for those if you wanna do Coleman.
Okay,
That
so
way
there's
it's split.
volunteers from town?
Yes, I emailed you
Oh,
boy had, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Remember we had a conversation and you all said to do the volunteer form?
Right. Yeah, you sent me a Word document.
Yeah,
wait, yeah, because you know why?
that's
Because
who I'm talking about when I say volunteer, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so those are town employees or?
No, they're student volunteers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, yeah.
actually, now that I remember, yeah, because when Mayor Sid was. They had from Goldman,
Okay,
but the town runs that.
okay, but in this case, she's like,
So yeah, she could do that.
okay,
But in our part, like communicating like with students, that's why I run through my channel directly to the school.
okay. But I think, guys, there's certain protocols in place. Nancy, can you communicate with the volunteers?
Really?
Can you please? Just contact the parents maybe?
You're talking about phoning?
Yeah, because yeah,
Yeah.
What is, do we have, are the numbers that you gave me, are all the parents or there's the kids?
yeah, there's parents on there. You're talking about the Word document you sent me, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so there's,
those are the ones from the town. They apply through our website.
So they went
So-
directly through our website.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I just wanna make sure that I'm talking to the parent, not the kid.
Yeah, well, the parent information is on there,
Okay. Right,
but
the parent-
sometimes the kids use their email address.
Because if anything, we can give it to Nancy and Nancy can call a parent.
No, I could do it, but I just wanna make sure I speak to the parent, not to the kid.
No, and that's fine. Listen, you've helped a lot with the vendors,
Okay,
but, and Nancy's more than willing to help. So
Okay.
if anything, just let Nancy talk about that with parents.
And yeah, it's
Nancy,
not one
telephone.
document, it's
Send her-
outlined,
Oh,
it's
okay.
the parent information for each student, parent information for each student.
I just wanna make sure I speak to the parent, I just.
So the parent contact, email and phone number.
Okay.
there.
All right, so this contact with, I'm gonna be contacting the parents
Correct.
and I'm gonna be saying, what,
That they are, thank you for your child volunteering for our event.
and
Please
this is,
add a 2 o'clock report, to the event.
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell them where. And
Right.
like I said, how are they going to be physically identified
They're showing up at 2 o'clock.
at the day of?
Yeah,
They're gonna have a T-shirt and what is gonna indicate them as a volunteer?
well, at 2 o'clock, nobody's gonna be in the parking lot but us. ESC. So if a kid shows up and they say I'm a volunteer, that's the best way to do it, because at this point you have, they're gonna be, now when they get there, to your question, they will have a vest. And that they will wear that for the event, which you recommended that, and I already bought it.
Well, the main reason is if they come to me and say, I'm a volunteer. And she's a volunteer, well, she wasn't registered or this or that. We've got to be able to confirm that they are officially volunteers and gone through the process
Well, there's a list somewhere.
and whatever. Well,
But then listen, you said 4 people, there were 7. Or 8,
When did I say four?
no? You
There's
said-
8, I have 8 students, yeah.
you have what?
I have 8 students, I don't know how much from Barbara Goldman,
Yeah.
this is a separate thing, but there's 8
I
students.
thought, you see, this is what I'm so. I thought I literally contacted Goldman and I said, here's the link, register.
Oh,
So you
okay.
got registrations, they're from Goldman.
Okay,
Just
well,
so-
yeah, it's on our page, so sometimes we get volunteers that
No, I know.
help throughout like.
And I'm
town
saying that more than
events.
anything for Giancarlo too, so he can know.
Okay. so
Because
that's all
I
we're
actually,
saying.
I reached out directly to Goldman and I said, here you go, guys, here's the
Got it.
link, have your kids sign up.
Okay.
So just for the record. Right, so in that case, do we need to contact the parent?
Like, are you-
Wow,
Looking
I
at
think
me or
that's
who
a
are you
big
looking?
question. If the kid is volunteering and the parent doesn't know about it, is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm just saying, because we can't contact the child now. According to what he's saying, but we have
we have a right to contact the parent.
yes.
All right,
We could contact the parent, we just can't contact.
I would just call the parents.
Yeah, we call the parent.
Like I said before, I have contacted and volunteers before and I have CC'd the parents, so.
I think there's a lot of confusion. You mind?
So
right.
am I
Yeah.
back to taking volunteer leave?
You
Okay,
got more authority as someone from the town as well.
okay,
You
so
know what I'm
I'll be
saying?
responsible for volunteers, so
Yeah,
that clears it up.
Yeah, I have,
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, if you don't, and look, if it helps, how about this? I'm gonna text Minnesota right now. Okay? So I'm gonna text her right now and say, hey, please have volunteers show, because there's a lot of confusion here.
Yeah.
And I personally don't see it, but I don't know, maybe I'm off.
The problem with the whole issue about the students and the contacting and the parents and whatever. God forbid something happens, it just, legal issue just
Okay, but
is
guys,
the worst.
I understand what both of you are saying, Giancarlo and Nancy, but you have literally a form that was filled out and has the parent and the child.
There's an agreement that was signed, the parent was involved with the signature of that form. All the information that I would share with the student is the events at this location will have assorted tasks,
And
please
and the
confirm it. they're
day
still okay.
of, we think we've got, just as an example, we think we got 10 volunteer kids coming, all been cleared, parents, this and that, paper signed. And we end up with 20 volunteers. Well, obviously, somebody didn't go through the process.
Mhm.
So how do we prevent having to figure out, okay, you're in, you're out, type problem? And who's gonna be in charge of that? Because who's ever doing registration with cars and people can't do the registration and all that aspect
Is
of
there a-
the
is-
students.
Is there a way of you having the form.
Mhm.
And if the parent is there dropping off, say, oops, hold on, you're not on
If they're
here.
not on the list.
Can
they
you
can
fill this out real fast?
Yeah.
Because that would resolve that.
But when the parents dropping them off, she could be dropping them off a block away because of traffic and.
And come back, or you gotta go.
You need your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back, or you gotta go, we can't, you can't.
You're not on the list.
That's an
Yeah.
easy one.
A set process we all know about and all have the same rules,
You're not on the list.
enforcing the day up. You're gonna have chaos if we're all not on the same
The
page.
thing is that is not a lot.
Mhm.
YATF is dealing with 175 kids. That's a lot.
Okay. How do they deal with it?
Basically the same way, they show up and they're on the list, and then they get marked off.
Mhm.
And no, my cousin came too, okay, hold up, come here. And then they have paperwork that they have to do.
Okay, how do the communications deal, before the event?
Misoro, because they're all from Goldman.
Can I butt in and make a suggestion? Is there a possibility of? We have, evidently, we have a form that the volunteer
Mhm.
has to fill out, signed by the parent. Now, if we have something where we tell those parents and kids, the volunteers to check in at a specific location, so they're in another corner with, let's say, him at that volunteer check-in desk, and he's just dealing with volunteers. Rather than anywhere else where those kids are all, who's coming in from the east, who's coming in from the west. You can't have them all scattered being dropped off. And that type of thing, you're gonna have to be a little more organized. You know, there's a lot of new rules with this process, obviously here, and we're all thinking of things. I'm trying to think of. You can't have these kids being just dropped off and showing up at a desk or whatever. Oh, no, you gotta go back and get your parent. Well, I can't get my mother, she's on her way to
Get
babysit.
Then you get volunteer.
And then we have no volunteers.
Are they all from Harper Bowman?
That's an idea.
It's hard to tell. I mean, for the form, we just required really their grade level, their email address, like we don't require specifically what school they're from. They're all high schoolers, 10th graders, 11th graders.
Yeah, if you don't
There's
mind,
already
like
like
send
3
it
or
last
4
email.
kids that I'll be
Yeah,
sending
that
a
would very
report.
much be
So if
appreciated.
you're not on that
Yeah,
list,
I'll
then you
communicate
can't
with
get
these
your parents.
volunteers.
Use an app too.
You're out of,
Right now,
you're out of gas.
So in this case, it's not many cases, but through WhatsApp, they do send, to whatever phone number they use. And they blast out information, but through the app, they just send out, it's not for, it doesn't allow you to, well, communicate within
Yeah,
the numbers, it's just, you know, information.
yeah, well, in the school systems, they use that Schoolology or whatever, so maybe Miss Soto's gonna do it that way, I just text her. And that's it, so you have,
Do it off the busy end of town. You want me to repeat that?
at what time, yeah, okay, she's asking, where do they meet, okay, so let me give her the address, he's handling it right now, so let's give her, does anybody have the address? It's 15500 Newborn Road. Newborn Road. Okay, thanks,
And that's the address for what?
yeah,
We're gonna read the
No,
volunteer.
Is that for the
155 Newborn Road,
That's for the volunteers
152.
to meet up.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
What time do we need them there? What time do we need them till? 2 PM till, I mean, there's kids, so I don't want them there too late. So what, 8 PM
That's reasonable.
or?
And by 8 PM, we should be up and running with no issue.
Well, yeah. 2 to 8 PM, they will be helping cars with parking, registration, and selling of t-shirts,
Would you repeat that louder?
and then
They're gonna be helping with registration, selling them t-shirts,
assistance with
cars.
pedestrians.
Pedestrians.
All right, so I have here to her, I gave her the address, 2 to 8 PM. Okay, they'll be helping cars with parking, registration and selling of t-shirts, assistance with pedestrians on, with directions. to event layout, event,
Are you taking cash for purchases of t-shirts?
no, we don't allow that.
Good, good.
All right, so now, volunteers, we have a meeting 12, or at this point, it's 8, because we don't have more. Okay, now, we need to have someone that's designated to the volunteers. Let's give that to Mr., I guess. Yeah, we can do, Mr. Pena.
Okay, so I'm meeting them at 12?
Well, we need somebody, it doesn't have to be you, it has to be really anybody, how about this? Can anybody volunteer just to make sure that we have a form for them, like fill out already? Can you do that, anybody, just, okay, you're John Smith, perfect, oh, you're Carlos, check, and then making sure that if they don't have one, that they fill out a new one.
Are they bringing that form the day of, or it's pre-done already, right?
It's already done, she has it.
Yes,
So again, it's contacting them.
which I am doing.
No, she's already doing it, I'm
All
already
you're
here.
doing is checking out, I'd say,
Oh, it's like come in, yeah,
I
and
will provide a sign-in sheet.
give me a list and I can look them up or.
Yeah.
To, and that's gonna be at noon.
yeah, well, no, two,
Two.
Two.
Okay.
okay, so yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll be with volunteers tomorrow.
Yeah, you can literally just do a blast email to all of them. She's already doing, because I think she's gonna do it in the app, because she's asking me all these questions we're talking. This is Miss Soto at Barbara Bowman.
So then as they come in, I'll find their name on the list, check them out, and then I'll tell them stand over there
Right.
until your meeting starts.
Yeah, well, we're all gonna be together. at that
Oh,
point.
Check them,
Yeah, Juan Peña
check.
The
checks
volunteers at 2.
their volunteer form. And if none, they need to fill out with Guardian. Okay? All right, excellent.
And where are we gonna get the extra forms for them to fill out? There's gonna be copies on site or?
And this is why we have a checklist. So the checklist now has to include volunteer forms being printed. So now let's go back.
Okay, so now they're filling out a blank form
The ones
that's
that don't,
not signed by a parent. Right?
No, parent has to be there.
Okay,
Basically, if they're not.
so if a parent has
we don't.
dropped
they
off a
volunteer.
child
They cannot
and they're
volunteer.
not registered already and whatever, they can't volunteer
Right.
for it.
get your
We
mom,
don't
dad
have a
back here.
form.
A parent has to physically be there.
I'll parent back and have them do
Yeah,
it.
if you wanna participate.
Yeah.
Well,
they don't-
who's
they
ever,
can
who's
keep-
ever
they can-
communicating with the school and the kids or whatever.
And
strike
if they
that
wanna
for sure.
volunteer bad enough, they're gonna call their parents.
Stuff.
Yeah, you know, you just don't want to sign paper.
Well, the students I'm communicating with have already filled out the form, so.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be a
Right.
problem. There's gonna be a lot of walk-ups.
Exactly.
It's interesting. She's we have already 8. Yeah, she's saying, okay, I'll work on getting them, but I thought they were from her. This is why next year, guys, I need help. I've been screaming for help, that people have been like missing when I ask for help. No one wants to help. Giancarlo came through, Darwin's coming through, but I need more help. Okay, because someone should have been handling volunteers from the beginning. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Now, the voting QR code is placed on the sticks. So the sticks that we're buying, we're gonna place on there the QR code for voting. Because what we're doing is we have the 5 categories. One of the categories is people's choice. That people's choice will be placed for you to hit it with their camera and they can vote. That has already been done. Thank you, Idalis. Idalis, if you're hearing, thank you. And she's helped out like crazy. I've been calling her probably as much as Isabella. So she, those will be placed around the areas who can vote for the people. Now, that we're talking about voting. Mr. Amador, do you have a set of guys from MVSO that want to do voting for the COP award?
We haven't talked about. What
Okay,
I was thinking about was whoever shows up while we're there, guys, come here, we have a thing we're gonna do together. And let's start walking around and
we're gonna give you a paper. And the paper essentially will have 1 through 5 on a point system. Number 1 is 5 points, number 2 is 4 points, da 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 da. So that when you guys are done walking, you give it to the desk. my wife will be there with Nancy and we tally them up and figure out who the winner is. MDSO, do you have a same thing you're gonna handle with him? Like you're gonna get some guys there to pick it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work on that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
day
so
of,
you just
yeah.
tell them, hey, look, guys, I need your help, we're gonna do this, try to get car people, you know? Hopefully some car guys show up that know about details or stuff like that, you know? So, just making sure, so I'm gonna put over here. Amador to select, MDSO and Darwin. MDFR, by the way, guys, the awards are gonna be killer cool, man. He's doing, a red light for fire and a blue light for cops. Actually, I shouldn't be saying that as a surprise. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, so that's cool. Now. The registration table, Nancy, will have a paper. So the idea is that you need help with that table, a lot of help, because they're gonna have people that are gonna be hitting that. You know, the whole idea is, let's talk about the table.
I'm not familiar with all that barcode, whatever it's called.
That's why you need help. There's a lot going on that table. What is going on that table? Let's talk about the process, ladies and gentlemen. When someone comes into the show, they have to go to Nancy to fill out a release form that we voted on last week that our deputy town attorney Lorenzo is looking at.
Must sign release form.
Okay, so then now. Over here. You have. The release form. Hold on. Trying to go as fast as I can. All right, you have release form. Voting. Sheets. Okay, because guess what, guys? We are voting too, as a PSC. So we have our award as well. So I'll be printing those out for everybody. I can print that out in my house. Hopefully I remember. In fact, let me put that on this.
The voting
Actually,
sheets,
checklist.
we're gonna have the registration desk with them will be, not just for this committee, but
I'm sorry.
you're saying the voting sheets for the committee.
Yeah, because we're gonna have voting sheets for technically 4. You're gonna have one for PSC, another one for fire, another one for police. Another one for best of show. I already got 3 anonymous judges that are gonna do best of show. No one know who they will be. And the 5th one will be people's choice. Okay? So you have to have, technically, I wanna say that. How many people do you think? 3 of MDSO and 3 from fire?
That's fine, yeah.
3 and 3? Alright. So we'll do. Release forms and do 3 of each category. Okay? Alright. Now. At your table. You will have the QR code. Now, the idea of that, Nancy, is, and you're gonna get help. Someone says, oh man, I really want that shirt. They're gonna go here, that QR code is gonna hit, it's gonna take them straight to Eventbrite. Eventbrite, they pay, and then they're supposed to get a confirmation. That confirmation is, gives them the t-shirt. That's where somebody will have to shift to help Nancy with that.
Nancy's not as
So,
familiar with
Can you
the
have a
barcode.
couple of volunteers in that tent or,
yeah, that's part of
yeah,
the,
a
that's
couple
part
of
of,
the young
I'd
kids?
say about two of them help her
Yeah.
out.
yeah, you know, so.
They don't do barcodes, cause I.
Yeah. Gives them.
Yeah, they know, that's-
They know.
Yeah, so you know, we gotta have that, but also too, like, at some point. We're all gonna be released from what we're doing,
Correct.
and then we have to kind of figure out where to
Of
help,
course.
you know, so. Okay, so then we got sponsor and vendor setup starts at 3 PM. Or better said, to the latest. Then. For right now, I still have Luis Lopez is in charge of vendor setup. Luis, we gotta study that sheet. The one that, let me send it to you right now. She says, I'm not sure if they are. I have so many kids, so she doesn't even know those are Barbara Bowman kids. Okay, let's go over here. Hold on, let's go to make sure. You know what? Send it to Louis, the way you have. So Louis, put it on the PSC chat. All right, so then you have Luis Lopez.
You
and
want
you
to
have-
on the PSC track?
that way everybody has it. So he's gonna be, you're gonna be with him because he's been talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So those are between you and him, you guys can maneuver those people.
Just want to make sure this is the updated one that you gave.
There's somebody missing there, but send it.
Okay.
Game day is the only one that's not there. I haven't done it yet.
Okay,
It is what it
promise
is.
you.
We'll have to figure it out. All right. Then we have sponsor setup. Now, hold on. Let me, to Nancy's point, and Nancy's absolutely correct. I need to print those layouts for everybody.
Mhm.
All right, so hold on a second. So I gotta do layout. Layout. Print layout. Okay, nice, more things to do. So then over here. You have Darwin. I have a feeling all the guys from MDSO and MDFR, they're gonna show up before 3 o'clock. That is how it. Johnny, to reflect signs are on the map. Mr. Pena, online registrations to check each individual. Johnny Torres is charging same day registrations. Variable message boards turn on. At what time is the garbage gonna be dropped off?
They told me 2:30, but it might end up being like 45.
The online registration, you'll provide the list that day.
Yes. Now it's being pushed back.
Yes.
So I'll let
Your committee.
them back.
Somebody comes, they're gonna register their car and they're gonna say, where do I go? Or, you know, and would it be more convenient or efficient to have an easel which would cost money now, for a large blow up of the art and the whatever, like I said. Or I would recommend doing a bunch of sheets and we can hand them out if it's necessary. You know, where's this, where's that, where's my group going? When I get available and I can get on the phone and tell my 900 relatives, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What, a small map like we've been using, but a little bit bigger where we can have an idea of who goes where.
Well, you see, the good thing is, when it comes to layout, you have that guy right there and this guy right here are probably the most critical ones, because they're dealing with the vendors. And that's the biggest cumbersome thing, because those are people that are
I
coming in
don't
and
care about
trading.
visitors.
Yeah.
We don't need visitors.
Those are-
in your way.
Those are pretty hard. I'm dealing with the sponsors,
Okay.
which they've been, I'll communicate, I have no problem with it. I'm probably gonna get help from somebody. I might have, you know, depending on when it happens, I might pull Pena, I might pull you to help me, whoever it is at that point that's there, I might need help with that. Now, when it comes to the back section, MDFR and MDSO, they know where everybody goes. But I also, you know, the most critical one there is Willie, that comes in that old fire engine. That guy has to come into that corner. And you and I, that morning, we'll talk you and I to make sure I show you, hey, look, this is where the guy goes. And hopefully we don't have no Toyota Corolla that's still there. Screw up the whole
Have we
thing.
got walkies
Yes,
for us
yes.
to communicate?
Yeah, we do. We do. All right, so then that's essentially what's going on. But yes, to answer your question, Nancy, we will have, you know, that squared away. Like you'll have a paper, everybody will have a paper here. I will print it. 4 PM, registration starts. People have been asking me, hey, the show starts at 5. What time can I come? I tell them, come at 4 o'clock. If you want to come early, come at 4 o'clock. Because that way I can get them in. I don't want people staging. I want them in the show. Now, one of the volunteers, we gotta have them blocking the entrance. Because the last thing I want is for a car to come in when I'm dealing with Amador. We're trying to figure out where to get the ATVs. And that guy comes in and doesn't have a sticker, doesn't have any, no, we can't do that. So we gotta have a volunteer at the gate to say, hold on. That way we get Johnny or Mr. Pena goes and checks them off, whatever. So we gotta have someone blocking the
So you need a volunteer at the gate to do what?
to stop the cars from coming in. Because let's say in the midst of us all setting up the vendors, and someone decides to show up at 3:30 when I'm helping Lewis, because there's a confusion over there, I don't want that guy to come in right now.
Okay. So. We'll say visitors,
Yep.
volunteers at gate to stop visitors. Vendors only.
To stop cars, yep. All right. All right. So then that goes there. Now. All participants will be going to Nancy for the most important thing is that when they go to you, Nancy, and you will get help that day, and that's why it's very important, the volunteers show up at 2 PM. Is that they need to have, because I know that they need to provide the release form, have them fill it out, put it to the side, give them a dash plaque. You know, so we gotta make sure that happens, it's very important. 4:30, music starts. Car parking directed by me. There's certain people that I have an idea where they wanna go. So I'm gonna be doing that, but that's gonna be all walking. So
Is there any way we can send that waiver beforehand? The one,
it's too late now. I wanted to really do it, I mean, really, that should have been part of the registration when they sign up for the show. But the issue is that people started showing up before last meeting. Last meeting, we voted on the release form, which by the way, has not been finalized. We still need the town attorney to give us a final okay on it. In the future, yes, they will have to, but Nancy deals with it. You deal with it on the Cars for Cure. That's part of your responsibilities, that you sit there and make sure that everybody signs the waiver. You know, so it is what it is. At this point, we're gonna do a paper one and take it with us that night and keep moving. All right, now. 2 volunteers per row, 1 car stops at turn and other direction. So the whole idea is that if you have, at that point, Lewis is done with vendors. Then Lewis is going ahead and he's helping along with, I'm sure my, I'll have other people that day that are family that will help too. Or the volunteers, but the whole idea is I'm gonna say, okay, that guy, I want him in row 1, I want him in row 2, I want him in row 3. And then we kind of direct him, and then he's working with parking them, and there's a volunteer telling them to stop.
I'm guessing that person should be the, I think.
Yeah,
Some,
no, you're at the table the whole time.
You're not gonna move, Nancy.
Yeah,
no. Nancy's gonna sit.
all right, so then now
For me.
the whole thing is, the one thing that I'm a little confused with is the layout of the presentation. I'm thinking, so far what I have is that at 6 p.m., we officially start the show. At that point, hopefully everybody should be in. We have the Star Spangled Banner that's being sung by Bob Graham Educational Center. They have 4 girls will be doing from chorus the Star Spangled Banner. Does the fire trucks have a flag or no?
A flag?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, typically they put it in the back.
Okay, perfect. So we can kind of use that, that'll be kind of cool to have that, set up. I was gonna ask you, can you get the MDFR helicopter to fly over the Star Spangled Banner? Or that's too much.
Yeah, give me a little bit more time.
¿Quiere que te voten?
That one might take a little bit more.
just take it, nobody will know.
So we'll do that, and then what I have is Star Spangled Banner, introduction. Inform audience to vote and then enjoy the show. Again, this is just preliminary because we can change this. And we can always talk about this tomorrow and leading up to the show. Then we gather the attention again. This is a little confusing. You gather them again at 8 p.m. to have the winners announced, the sponsors speak, they get 2 minutes each, the gold sponsors. The mayor speaks at that point. I don't know if you see, when you look at Cars for Cure, they do everything at the end. That's when they speak. But I feel, to me, I will not start a car show officially until I have a Star Spangled Banner. I think that's the right thing to do. So I think at 5 o'clock, obviously, you're gonna have the craziness. It doesn't make sense to do it then, but I think 1 hour in, I think we should definitely do the Star Spangled Banner. So I'm a little back and forth about how to cut the program. That's where I'm at. If you guys have any suggestions,
I could get also I could actually get a flag for you. With the base. I could bring that also with the truck. And just have one, just in case.
I mean, worst case scenario, if you say the fire engine has it, I'll have everybody face over there. Everybody face the fire engine that has presenting the colors. Worst case scenario, get a guy from fire, hold it up. Make it more dramatic. People love that. Hold it up. And that's where we're gonna be doing the Star Spangled Banner, of course. I love it. Voting ends at 7:30 p.m. Show ends at 10 o'clock. SFM, do you know what time they're leaving?
What time? Well, they said that, they're picking up throughout the event, but they said that they would pick up the
Okay.
bins at the end of the event, so
Perfect. I don't have to worry
we
about it.
can probably double check with them on Saturday.
Perfect. And then at that point, the next day, I do a walkthrough. Whoever wants to come on Sunday to just make sure everything's okay, you can with me, I'll be there. And then what I have is that essentially concludes the timeline. I don't know, do you guys have any suggestions when it comes to the timeline? How about this? Before you give me the suggestions, let me go through the checklist and then you can tell me if we missed something. I have award categories. Okay, Drew's working on that. We gotta get the trophies. The block party is tomorrow night. Okay, the weights for the banner, they did tell me we're getting a step and release. They said I think it fall over pretty easily. So I'm gonna bring weights from my house. Does anybody have like floppy weights like the ones that are kind of like flexible. I have weights like dumbbells,
Right.
but I don't know if the dumbbell I think would work. I'll bring the dumbbell. Permit matter with the grants, I think that's done. I'm gonna put that complete, because it seems that's done, this is done. According to the
Yeah, we're
clerk, so
just waiting on the special events permit, but that's, the grand already did the whole harmless, so they're done.
they're done.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, we have the portable merchant machine, the infamous portable merchant machine, we're working on that. Stickers, I already have those, check DJ and Friendly John, QR codes, print 6, QR codes, print all, but. Okay,
Can we, excuse me, can the QR codes, can we, if you're able to print them, hopefully by, even if you want to send them to me tonight or whoever has it, I can laminate them. Just make it a lot easier also.
There, we don't have the Eventbrite one yet, but we do have the voting, People's Choice.
it's a lot of work, are you sure you wanna do that? The laminate?
If you're planning on putting them on the sticks, I recommend laminating them so they're not.
You know what, don't give yourself moving. She's right, it does look prettier, but to put you, and unless somebody else wants to volunteer, laminate, but you're already doing a lot, because you have to make sure all the cops and the firefighters are ready to go. I will give it to somebody else.
Then how many are we talking about?
You gotta have at least 6.
That's no big deal, though. Well, we put that Office Depot in.
Office Depot's gone though. Burlington Cove.
No, there's one in Hialeah. They're still around. I just laminated some.
Well, Kinko's is your best bet, bro. Just right here. You know? You know, but if you wanna do that, it's fine. The whole thing is this, Isabella and I were talking earlier. And she says, hey, maybe we should print another QR code as a backup. But I don't wanna do that QR code from Eventbrite. So I think if we're gonna do a backup for the QR code, it should be out of the Swift, the one that our friend had.
But the shirts are coming out of Eventbrite.
Yes,
So
Eventbrite.
either way, there has to be a printed Eventbrite QR.
Correct.
Yeah.
Eventbrite QR code for sure.
Yeah.
But for a backup, if for whatever reason, that's,
Third backup? Oh, I wasn't even considering it.
well, think about it. If something happens to that Square app and that Square device and something
Yeah.
happens, we need this, I would say, because remember, we didn't want to do the whole thing with Eventbrite
Yeah,
because then it opens it up and people are going, oh, I already registered, and that's gonna cause confusion.
yeah.
So I'm saying to avoid that mess, you have a QR code from Square.
From Square. Okay. Let me see if I can format it so it's not,
I don't personally want that.
yeah.
It's very cumbersome to, the Square one is ridiculous. It has a bunch of fields. I think somebody will lose their patience by the time. A third of the form.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They will.
So print.
I'm saying that's like a backup plan. I don't want to even see that thing. That's gonna be in Isabella's car and in the trunk. Because I really hope that we don't have to use that.
Yeah.
Agree. Just as a backup plan,
Basically.
all right? So I'm saying QR codes, I'm saying for Nancy is for the t-shirts. And I'm gonna put in parentheses here, backup. Square backup. Square. Backup for car and golf carts. Well, if anybody's watching this meeting, they'll be like, wow, these guys all talk about. Survey Monkey, that was already done. All right, so we don't have to worry about that. The Survey Monkey is pretty cool, guys. Essentially, you go on there, it says Cars for Heroes, you do a little pull down, boom, it gives you the number, and people can vote. I drove with daddies about that, about crazy about that too. Again, I do remember that. Print day of layout, you guys told me to do the layout. T-shirts pickup, I'm hoping Johnny Torres takes care of that. Johnny, if you're listening. Okay, your 2 minutes are up. You're picking up the t-shirts. The weather policy, I guess that's complete. Let's see over here. We're almost done, guys. Thanks for your patience. We have release form. We need that. We need an answer on that tomorrow. The walkie-talkies, that's Miss Isabella. Volunteer communication, I already spoke. We need print with pre-registration and blanks, so people can fill out the day of. Sticks on ground. You know, that will be Darwin. Yeah. Vendors, contact them for tables and chairs. I'm gonna say complete. You're gonna take care of Chado and AT&T. Perfect.
What is Charles doing?
She's gonna do a line dance. No, she's doing her table. Which is, sorry.
At a table.
Yeah, okay. So ice and water, okay, what do we want, Isabella, what do you want me to do with that? Do you finally want to have them delivered? Were you able to see, or do you want me to pick up?
Well, you didn't give me a quantity earlier,
That's
so
Where do you?
I didn't get to check.
How many water bottles do we want, guys? 48 water bottles, 60 water bottles, 80 water bottles, how much do we want? I feel like I'm in the Bear Jackson, say, no, wait.
So American.
Are these just gonna be set someplace and people walk up and grab them, or how's that gonna?
No, it's gonna be by our, where, yeah,
Yeah, because it's gonna be a free for all.
very good point, didn't think about that.
They'll be gone in 2 seconds.
You know what?
So.
Well, we can. Oh, we have to put something else in the QR code, QR code to a QR code.
$1 a bottle.
No, I know.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
we can't take cash.
No,
Yeah.
but
I already told, listen, if I have to go to the council, I'm gonna tell them they gotta get a portable device. And say, guys, we gotta figure this out.
that
Yeah.
nobody gives water away anywhere.
Yeah, but for the volunteers and for us.
Oh, no, yeah, that, yeah.
So that could be probably,
Behind the desk, yeah.
Yeah, behind Nancy.
Behind-
Yeah,
and
And this is to take care of it all.
only the volunteers get the
no
water.
water to anyone, Nancy. Nothing.
Only the volunteers.
That's workers.
That's why I want them to wear their little shirts, so.
You
I
gotta
can
work
tell.
before you.
All right, guys, let's get what we need. What is it the most you can get on a water package? 24?
I think if you go to Costco, they.
No, forget about Costco, Publix.
Costco, you get 48.
You wanna go to Costco?
It's tomorrow, Friday. I can pick up a 2 of them.
You do it on
That'll be
Saturday?
like 96
Can you do it on Saturday?
early.
And then the only reason why I'm saying this is because we have to get ice too. The cooler, we'll get it delivered.
Where do you want me to get the ice? I don't know if Costco sells ice.
That's.
Alright.
I mean, I could go to Publix, that's not a big deal.
When you get these bottles of water.
I could go and pick up two things of water. And I'll stop by Publix and get a couple bags of ice. I think the water at Costco brings 48 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
So I'll get 2 of those if you want, or 1, whatever you want.
okay. I would say, like you said, the 24, if you go to Publix, you get 24, 24, 24, you gotta get 4,
Okay.
you know, and then you gotta get a lot of ice.
And if I go to Costco, if it's 48 and you just want 1 or you want 2?
I would say, I mean, imagine that just us in this room, imagine we're gonna be there the whole day.
Okay, so I'll get 2. That's, if they're 48, that's 96 bottles.
That 96 bottles, I think is where it's at. And you
With
just have to get a lot of
porta
ice.
potty nearby.
We do have them nearby.
Okay, all right, so I'll take care of that on Saturday,
Yeah, the
the
ice.
water and the ice.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that way,
What about coolers?
that's already done. They're dropping off.
They.
The part of the $400 is the cooler. They're dropping off.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just saying that. Now, the only thing is, I mean, so we have a few people that are, I guess you guys want to donate, or you guys want to put a budget to pay you guys back. I can always pay you. Too. But I already bought the vest, I already bought the Constantine. You know, so,
We'll worry about that later.
okay, perfect. All right, so then we got ice and water. I'm gonna say that's Johnny. Johnny. No, Johnny.
No, George.
George. I'm thinking about Johnny because he's on the screen that I'm looking at. All right, he's doing the t-shirts, you're doing that. Contact Bob's, I'll do that tomorrow. Contact Friendly John, I'll do that tomorrow. Banner with sponsors, that's me, Carlos, all right? All right, anything that I'm missing? So we can get out of here, it's 8:55. Nothing else?
For the registration desk, if there's a certain,
There's no further on here.
let's say there's 3 forms,
Okay.
as an example, 3 forms that have to be
Make
dispatched.
sure they're charged.
I've been charging
Just
them,
make a
so
list for the
so they should be good.
registration desk.
Like a
With
checklist.
that, a checklist, so that we know we gotta do this, we gotta do this.
Well, if you have 2 people helping you,
We
you
do it
can,
a few times, we'll figure it out, but by
if
the
you
No,
help,
that's
minute we sit down, we're gonna look at.
but
them
if you have
and
2
think,
people
"Why?"
helping you, each one of you could take a form. You could take the waiver, the next person take whatever, and the next person take whatever. That way
Yeah,
things don't get all
three
like.
Separate lines,
Yeah.
or, you know, make.
I'll
it
give you
big.
pens, I'll bring some
And
pens.
Okay, so
So you
then
can fill out the waiver.
minutes,
Okay.
we gotta do, timeline at the. All right, guys, so we gotta take a motion, timeline as presented.
so you're gonna make the motion, who's gonna second it?
I'll second it. Darwin.
Timeline as presented, we got CA and we got Mr. DV. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. I think just in case, we have to do now, do we have a checklist here too, Isabella?
The chocolate is good. The one that you sent us
Oh, wait.
is right here, before the timeline.
Okay. So then we got, by the way, I have some changes, so we're just gonna say as presented, Mr. Peña. So now we're taking a checklist as presented. Okay,
I'll second.
okay. J. E, all in favor say aye. Aye, wonderful. Okay, and then we have, the next, I'm happy to report that our next PSC meeting is not until October 28th. Let's take a break. And the next council meeting is October 21st.
Before we adjourn, I just wanted to bring it on the record. I was contacted by Karate America. They did ask if the event would like a performance. So in case they reach out to me again, if I said yes, no,
Who's this? I'm sorry.
Karate America, it's like a martial arts for our kids in
Is that the one, where's that one located?
Hialeah.
Would that entail like waivers and stuff, if they get hurt us and all that stuff? No, I'm saying like, because
I
how,
think the company takes care of that. I'm not sure. They just asked if we would be interested in having that perform.
I'm wondering if the town has to
Let me,
get
let me,
involved.
let me say something. Can I just have them perform and not be announced?
Sure. I mean, it's a.
Because here's the problem. I don't want favoritism.
Mhm.
That's a concern I have. You know, because we have a karate school. In fact, you know what? They can't perform. Why?
This is one in town.
Because we're on Main Street, and that's a competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they cannot.
Perfect. I don't know.
That's simple. Tell them, thank you very much.
Just tell them that, yeah, we have some already.
Tell them that we go shooting with Darwin on Sundays.
That's who?
Love it.
Okay.
Ahora se diga, ¿eh?
All right, so I make a motion. I make a motion to adjourn at 8:58.
And I'll second.
Who's second?
I'll second. Oh, you want a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we got GR. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are done.